I'm like, I swear I don't see it. Okay.
Okay. We are restarting again. I am sorry. I thought I pressed start stream. This is so awkward. Oh, you can
It's all right. It was practice. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Great.
Let's go.
Let go.
Let's get it going.
I am deliberately
Let's get it going. So it's not holding.
We're starting over again. I swear, I'm gonna get good at this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Lich Queen. I will be greeted. I will be co-casting. No, it's even worse than the first time. It was so good. Oh, I'm sorry, people. Okay, I am with Shane Train right now, or Dirt Shane Train, I don't know anymore. Here we go. He's gonna be co-casting with me. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Interesting way to be welcomed into this cast. This is actually our second time doing introductions. The first time was before the Lich Queen didn't realize that she hit the wrong button, but here we are now.
I'm hot. Thank you.
But yeah, so did you want me to give a little bit of a rundown on these teams before we go ahead and jump in here?
Yes, please. Here we go.
So just to give a little bit of information, we're in Division E West tonight, and E West is actually one of the double round robin divisions where only 4 teams make it to the playoffs. Bull Moose Party is currently sitting in that 4th spot, 15 points with 2 games remaining, and they're very close to a number of the teams just ahead of them in the standings. So this is a really big game for them. I'm sure they're looking to hold their position in the standings as well as try and catch a few teams ahead of them. And as for Mosley and the Arconauts, they're currently sitting in 6th place, 11 points, just a little bit behind Bull Moose. However, they've only played 8 games this season and still have 4 games remaining. So there is plenty of potential for this team to close the distance and sneak their way into the playoffs. So I think this is a really important game for both of these teams, and I'm sure they're really looking to come away with a win in this one.
Here we go. Thanks, Toast Monster, for the follow. Here we go. I will show the maps and the maps selection for this match. So there is a Mosley and the Arconauts that won the coin toss, and they decided actually to go for a couple bands. Hold on a second. I usually write it down on a book. It is so messy. I really hate it. So Mosley and the Arconauts decided to ban Garden of Terror and Battlefield of Eternity. As for the size of Bull Moose Party, they decided to go for Towers of Doom and Alterac Pass ban, and so Mosley decided to take us to Infernal Shrines, a really favorite map for basically every division. They thought it was only their division that was favoring this map, but it is actually in every division. So we will see what it's going to look like in that match. I will tell casters are ready this time. Casters ready. Thank you for the follow, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, Infernal Shrines, it's a classic in NGS. Love it or hate it, you see it almost every series if it isn't banned. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about on this map. Yep. It's one of those maps that since you see it so often, it's really easy to talk about some of the things you expect. Shrine control is going to be very important for this series. And, a lot of these teams, they have a lot of picks that lend towards Shrine control. I know both of these teams seem to have, Gazlo in their hero pool, as well as the Sonya as well tends to be quite popular from the solo lane, as well as they both have wave clear mages, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up getting picked up here. But yeah, let's get into the draft here.
Here we go. First pick going to was it? No, first pick is going to Mosley and Arconauts, and the map pick is going to Bull Moose Party. I was totally wrong once again. It's kicking this evening, this cast with. Here we go. We're gonna get through it. First ban made on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts is the Kel'Thuzad, and first ban coming from Bull Moose Party is the Samuro.
Yeah, both of these are sort of more interesting picks for both of these teams that have been banned a lot against them this season. You know, Samuro and Kel'Thuzad, both very oppressive picks if teams know how to play them. So it
Hmm.
makes sense that they're taken away here. And Lucio taken away by Mosley and the Argonauts. No high-fiving going on today.
Ooh, once again, I forgot to move to transition my screen, my scenes. Oh my gosh, it is gonna be beautiful. Here we go. Deckard is the second ban coming from Bull Moose Party, and the first pick on the side of Mosley is gonna be the Gazlo, as you said in the first place. Mosley is gonna be the one taking the Gazlo. Really great pick. Not only for that map, it's just a great pick overall. And the Xul, really one of my favorite at the moment that has been picked on the side of Bull Moose Party. I mean, the AoE with Poison Nova, and it's just as really great clear on the minions on the shrine. Enter Malfurion has been taken as a second pick for Bull Moose Party once again.
It's interesting to see the Malfurion coming out. It looks like they favored the Brightwing and the Lucio a lot more this season. Obviously, the Lucio is
And
out,
Lucio is
but
banned.
yeah, the Malfurion is going to be interesting. But yeah, we do see that Gazlo and a Sonya
Double
also. So
Bruiser.
we're looking at a very heavy bruiser lineup here from the side of Mosley and the Argonauts. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be in the solo lane and who's going to actually be with the team. It might be a Gazlo in the
Gazlo
four-man.
four-man, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's gonna be. It's a classic. Just Gazlo in the four-man is better than.
Of course, you know,
I mean,
Gazlo brings
Sonya four-man is great anyway. So I mean, and he follows that as
Oh, right,
a third
absolutely.
ban. Follows that as a third ban for Bull Moose Party.
Interesting to see the Falstad third ban there, especially, you know, Falstad having the Giant Killer talent at level 13 might possibly be an answer to some of this tankiness coming out from Mosley. And we see the Mal'Ganis ban
Yeah.
from Mosley. Interesting there. I guess
That's
trying to
something.
he would sort of disengage.
Yeah, it's not something you see quite often anyway, like not in Division D. I have not really seen it in this division either when casted. Here we go. There is the May picked by Bull Moose Party, followed by the Tazadar. Two solid picks in my opinion for this team.
May, one of the premier tanks in the meta right now, really a terror in solo queue. It'll be interesting to see if we see the Ice Wall out of the May, or if we're going to see the playmaking Avalanche coming out. Last two picks coming in here from Mosley and the Argonauts. What are you expecting here, Lich Queen?
I really don't know, actually. I would hope for a mage and a healer, obviously. And it is Anduin and Orphea that has been picked. Really good pick for this map. Orphea, really great. It's annoying character. It's great. It's all over the place.
And you can see they have a really strong Wombo combo here from Mosley and the Argonauts.
Yeah.
The Butt Shield and the Light Bomb
Light
combo.
bomb, yeah.
As well as, you know, they have the Gravel Bomb and either Orphea Ultimate, honestly.
If Sonya
Raynor,
goes leap.
yeah, if they choose to go leap also. Raynor rounding out the draft here. So just a very, you know, standard by-the-book style comp coming out of Bull Moose Party.
Exactly. More traditional rather than like two bruisers, one burst and tank and healer. I mean, they don't have any AA, but the one that will be rotating for camps is going to be the Sonya. So she's going to be doing basically what an AA would do in this match. Facing both teams, we will just go for the introduction, and we will be right back. Hold on a second. Here we go. One. Oh. So, still loading. the loading screen. Oh, beautiful map, I would like to mention.
The loading screen is probably actually my fault and none of the team's faults, considering I am playing on a Windows 95 laptop. Not really, but close enough.
I was going to say, are you really serious?
No, but honestly, Windows 95 might be an upgrade over what I'm using.
Aww.
But here we go. Let's get into it. Lich Queen, you want to go ahead and introduce us to Bull Moose Party?
Exactly what I'm going to do right now. Here we go. So on the blue chunks, we have Bull Moose Party. We have Winter Rose on the Zul. We have Iggy68 on the May. Toast Monster on the Toast Monster on the Tazadar, Mass Assassin on the Rainer, and Malfurion played by Chriso. And on the red side,
we have Arco on the Johanna. Is that Mei Ding on the Orphea? Robbie Black on the Sonya. Rusty on the Anduin. And Mosley on the Gazlo.
It is our crew from Mosley and the Arconauts. Thank you a lot for the follow, people. I will cover this up after the first game. There's already Gazlo showing in the top lane. Big stuff already coming in the middle. Those big roots coming from the Malfurion, from the Mei, both on their side. As we can see, actually, on the level 1, there is Tazadar. I went with the Q quest, and he's already at 10 stacks.
What a brawl to start off this game. These teams are just going at it from level 1. Definitely a lot of fun to watch. It does look like Gazlo and Zul might be trying to do a little bit of double soaking here, so it's going to be interesting to see, if they're able to find some advantages in that. But red team, doing a little bit more of the rotations. Let's see. It looks like Bull Moose Party starting to get on that camp over there.
Exactly. They're already on the siege camp over there, as well as Mosley is doing the same thing on their side. Zul is a really good double soaker, I would like to mention. And he has that really insane wave clear. The only thing that Gazlo has that Zul doesn't have is like those little turrets that can just stay in the lane, but they're not capping the XP, so he needs to be there to get it. And looks like blue team is actually doing this siege camp and managed to get it before a red team just get an engage on it.
So red team rotating into that mid lane just to clear up a little bit of that siege camp. Blue team looking for the aggressive pick there, not quite able to find it. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I really think Bull Moose Party has a very interesting style pick comp with the Force Wall from the Tassadar, as well as the Root from the Malfurion. And then, of course, we talked about before the game in the draft how strong sort of the Wombo combo is from Mosley and then Argonauts. Are you leaning towards any team in particular this game?
I would like to think that I really like the double bruiser, because it is like so meta at the moment. Like, it's something we see more often. Oh my god, looks like there's an engage on the camp on the top lane. The bruiser camp that hasn't been actually blue team got the camp. Did they? Is it cleared yet? Like, it's so clumped right now. Oh yeah, Master hasn't got it. So blue team got Bruiser camp, and they were still fighting on it. Looks like Anduin and Joanna are fairly low, almost hit by Tassadar's Q. It was quite crazy. And first shrine is active. It's gotta be Mortar Punisher, if I'm right. Yeah, it is Mortar Punisher for the first Punisher on this shrine. Looks like actually red team has more wave clear, I would like to think, than the blue team. Okay, so there's a big root that has been landed on the Sonya, but she spins to get out of it, and she heals at the same time with her E, so it's gonna be quite interesting. Like, knowing that Sonya is like, it's a great pick against a Xul, but Sonya is just a great pick overall, so I don't know. Oh my god, Joanna being fairly aggressive. There's the Explodium charge that has been casted by the Gazlo, and red team takes out the Malfurion out of the board of Bull Moose Party.
It was a really good combo there from Mosley and the Argonauts. Joanna finding the pull-in with the Condemn, followed
The
up
lock
by
on the
Dazzler.
May.
Yeah, they're really trying to force their way back in there, but yeah, Red Team has this point pretty locked down, and that's going to be the first Punisher going over to Mosley and the Argonauts. Really good focus fire there on the Shrine to find those 2 picks with the Joanna pull and the Gazlo Explodium charge.
Big jump from the Immortal on the May. She slides out, but she gets killed by this Immortal Punisher before she gets to heal and gets to safety. Oh my gosh, Toast Monster getting a lot of damage. Big stun coming once again from the Mortar Punisher, but they are making it out alive. Red Team rotating on that Zul. They were waiting for him to come out of his safe point, and he is just not having it.
And the action is just non-stop here. I mean, they get the Punisher. May does a really good job pulling the Punisher for the team, but just tanked a little bit too much damage and ends up going down.
Kazan are zoning with that wall.
Yeah, it looks like hopefully we might have a moment to talk a little bit about the draft, or a little bit about just what's going on the map, as well as some of these talent choices. It looks pretty standard across the board. The only that I think I'd want to mention, Zul going the W build this game, which has become a little bit more the meta recently.
Yes,
so.
it is definitely one of my go-to, especially with that objective. Looks like there was a little bit of a brawl fight in the bottom lane, but not anything crazy. There's once again Gazlo in the top lane, clearing this minion wave as Sonya is getting ganked in the middle lane. Big damage coming on her, trying to zone out with the little snowball thingy from May, but ends up killed by the Malfurion. Tens are online for Mosley and the Arconauts. We will see what they're doing with it. Are they taking this moment to have a team fight? Getting a gank on the Xul, perhaps? Yeah, playing safe. Oh my god, the light bomb has been casted on Joanna. That was very I would like to say questionable. That would be mean.
I mean, hey, I like the aggression, honestly, coming out of Mosley and the Argonauts. Like, they were very aggressive on that camp invade earlier, and they look for the pick now. I do think it was a little bit over-aggressive, but I like the fact that they're looking for these plays. They are trading with bot for it, though, so they're just going to trade structures here. And just looking at the ultimates here, they actually went with the Falling Sword from the Joanna. But yeah, they are going for that whole combo potential, which I'm really excited to see if they're going to be able to pull it off this game.
As I called it, there was the Fallen Sword, there's also the Gravel Bomb, the Leap over that, and there's the Crunching Jaws that has just been casted by this Orphea. Big stuff, the Hyperion, big Fallen Sword casted by the Joanna. She leaps. There's a bunch of crazy stuff happening. Both teams having people that goes down. 3 picks down on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts, and 1 down for Bull Moose Party. So, which leaves only Gazlo and Orphea to deal with these first seconds of the objective, while Bull Moose Party definitely have the number advantage on the players to clear this objective. So I hope they will do well with it. Already 10 cleared on this Immortal on this Shrine, I would like to say.
And the big MVP of that team fight goes to Iggy 6'8" on the May, finding an ice wall onto 4 people at the back to disrupt their engage on that waffle combo. But Mosley and the Argonauts trying to get back in there. All of their ultimates are still on cooldown for a few seconds. This might be a little sketchy.
Nice swallow to zone out the red team. Ooh, big stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has been casted. Here's the Fallen Sword. There's the Black Hole that has been casted. Light Bomb, Crunching Jaws. Ooh, red team making this 5-man team wipe, making sure that a Bull Moose Party doesn't get the 10 minions left to get this. It's not Mortar, it's like Arcane Finisher.
Yeah, honestly, that's just the power of Mosley and the Argonauts team comp. I mean, you see it right there when they're able to line up all of their ultimates like that, they just can wipe a team fight. And
Absolutely.
the moment came up, they threw them all out and just crushed the fight there on the point. And now let's see what they can get done with this Arcane Punisher here.
I think they're gonna get the middle fort. No, I don't think so, actually. It's just gonna leap on the enemies and it's gonna die by itself, sadly.
Unfortunately,
Already cryo freeze down. Ice wall to zone. There's a fallen sword and light bomb that has been casted prematurely. Did they get people with it? Iggy 68, fairly low. He makes it out alive. Big damage casted on the Orphea. Orphea goes down on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. The rest of their team makes it out alive with only a little bit of HP on their side. Quite spicy on their side. They were so not healthy. They were so in danger.
I think, honestly, the big difference maker in that fight was the fact that Orphea's ultimate, I don't think, was up as they went for that combo. They landed so many key ultimates with their combo, but the damage follow-up just wasn't enough to bring down enough members. And in the end, with all that said and done, it was only a 1-for-1 fight, but we might end up having a repeat here. These teams are still playing aggressively and scouting into each other.
Hey, Iggy 68, he really wants that camp. Iggy 68 really wanted that camp.
Yeah, really. I mean, just, making their presence known, but they're going to just go ahead. It looks like they're going to reset. Gazla might be in a little bit of trouble there in the mid lane. They do start finding the pick on him.
Been casted. Ends up killing the Mei.
How does he get the Mei there? Oh, hold on. They're going in. There's the falling sword.
Falling sword with the combo. I don't want to see the, I'm sorry, I don't want to see you, Tassadar. I wanted to see the talents. I'm sorry, dude. Control the shift 1. Here we go, taking the mid fort down. Here we go. Here's your talents for the red team. They have the level 16. If you want to take a look at this, here we go. This is the talent board.
They take that mid fort, rotate it down to the bot fort. Really liking the macro right here from Mosley and the Argonauts, getting the forts down while they have the 16 talent tier advantage. And honestly, they've been executing their combo extremely well this game. I'm actually really impressed with how they're playing this comp.
Looks like they are looking for an engage on this Bruiser camp. There is the Hyperion that has been casted just to make sure that the red team disengages. No, they're looking for an engage. Very aggressive. Joanna missing the fallen sword. Big stuff coming from the blue team. There's a poison nova that has been casted by the Xul. Big wall from the Tassadar, making sure that this Joanna doesn't escape alive, but she makes it alive. I mean, a really good healing coming from Rossi on the Anduin.
Now, honestly, it just looked like it might have been a misclick there from the Joanna. Using the Bless Shield backwards when the light bomb wasn't on them, I think that must have just been a misclick, because a key part of their
Blessed Shield? You mean the Fallen Sword, right?
Oh, the Falling Sword, I'm sorry. That one. But a key part of their engage went down when he clicked that, and I mean, I think that was a big factor as to why they lost that team fight. But the respawns are coming up, and I think they might try to look for a fight before they're able to clean up this shrine.
Exactly. I think that's their strength. I mean, even though they're only 2 away to get this immortal, I think they're gonna get it anyway. They're giving it at this point. They all just have to defend. Mosley and the Arconauts just disengaging, making sure that blue team are not doing anything crazy.
And this is actually
just going in the middle wave to clear and get a little more XP, providing a little more XP.
Not sure why he's there. I think he really needs to be here for this core defense.
Yeah, no, he really needs to, actually. He brings a lot to the team fights, of Mosley and the Arconauts. The aggression from the Punisher on the Joanna. Oh, Tassadar down with his Q quest. Big Ice Wall casted, stopping the Joanna from doing any. The Immortal leaping and crunching jaws has been casted by the Orphea. Leap to disengage. Sonya still dies. First keep down in the game is going to be going to Bull Moose Party. Still Immortal Frozen Punisher leaping on the Orphea? Oh my gosh, can they finish on this? Can they end?
It's getting messy real quick.
This Joanna's going down. She dies. Oh my gosh, they have to back. They have to back. Orphea goes down, Joanna goes down. Like, there's only 2 people left to defend this court. I don't think it's going to be enough with those long death timers. The court goes down 20, 10, 0. Here we go.
What an absolutely wild game that was.
That was wild indeed.
Mosley and the Argonauts were in the driver's seat for so much of that game, but just one wrong team fight, and the game just started snowballing out of control.
Yes.
Which is also a Maypun for Bull Moose Party. No, but like they lose that fight with their engage, and then they ended up getting bot Shrine. The Frozen Punisher is probably the most powerful Punisher going over to Bull Moose, and Gazlo isn't there with his team for the beginning of that siege. And it just sort of fell apart there for Mosley. They didn't find their engage there that they were looking for under the Punisher. And when your whole comp revolves around a big wombo combo team fight and you're not able to put the pieces together in the crucial moment, it can be very easy for a very standard comp like what came out of Bull Moose Party to go ahead and win the game.
Exactly. Simple wins games. Simple wins games sometimes. But like you said, at first there was Mosley that was winning the team fights on the objective, and they got it. Like, they basically got the 3 forts, but like getting the first forts doesn't mean you're not gonna win in the later game. It basically turned around.
Yeah, it absolutely turned around. I think if you're Bull Moose Party, you're breathing a sigh of relief that you came away with the win in this one, because the game was going pretty poorly for you. But I think you're glad you came away with some of those picks you were looking for. And I think if you're on Mosley and the Argonauts, you just kind of want to shake this game off. You want to tell yourselves it was our game to lose. Just like who was that who said that in chat? I'm trying to look. Someone said it. Yeah, like. They were in the driver's seat, and they just got to say, like, we got this. We were winning this game for so long. We can beat these guys. So I think if you're a Mosley and the Argonauts fan, you don't like seeing them lose the first game, but I think there were a lot of promising signs during that game. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see this even go to a game 3, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all shapes up.
Sorry, I missed something. I was reading the chat at the same time. I wish we're going to game number 3 for real. Like, I wish Mosley and the Arconauts just take this game, and I don't know if they're gonna go for a more traditional team comp like after that first match, or do you think they're gonna stick like with the same stuff, with the same kind of?
It's hard to say. I know, Mosley and the Argonauts, they have a very wide hero pool from what I've seen. They've tried quite a few different things over the course of the season. Honestly, I don't necessarily think they played the composition in this game poorly. I just think that there was 2 moments where there might have been either miscommunication or just a missed button press. And like, when you're so reliant on key abilities, that can be enough to cost you the entire game, and I think that's what happened here.
Here we go. So covering the stats right now, we have a 55k hero damage coming from the Tassadar that did quite a couple of hero damage coming from his Q quest that was completed at last. Orphea's a top hero damage from our team, obviously, with the 33k. Gazlo with a 102k siege damage done on his side. There is also the Xul with 92k siege and 12k XP for the Xul and 14k XP for the Gazlo. Healing wise, it was fairly close between the Anduin and the Malfurion, 51k to 50k for the Malfurion. Game number 2, we will see where they're going to be taking us. Here we go. Maps and results. I will show the maps and results. Here we go.
I meant to ask you, by the way, did you take a look at the Sonya's talents that game?
Absolutely not.
Did you see what was taken at level 7?
Absolutely not. Was it?
It was,
Was it
not
Battle Rage?
Battle Rage. It was not Battle Rage. I love me some Battle Rage, but it was the Life Funnel. But I figured I'd bring that up since we've been having that discussion recently.
And I was not the one that. Ooh, look! It looks like I'm not the only one that has that type of issue, right? Here we go. We are in game number 2. Reminding the bands, there is a couple of bands that have been done. A couple of bands. There is 4 bands that have been done. Obviously, hello, Queen. 4 bands that have been made. So. On the side of Mosley and the Arconauts, there was Garden of Terror and Battlefield of Eternity that was banned. And on the side of Bull Moose Party, there was Towers of Doom and Alterac Pass. I said Arthas. Wow. Oh.
You're still thrown off from what happened at the start of the stream. We got to get it together.
No.
On our hands. What? This has been such a crazy series. Let's get hype for this one.
I am hype. You don't know it. You don't know how hype I am. I am already hype. I was hype second number 1. I'm just like, woo, all over the place as usual. Here we go. First game going to Bull Moose Party, winning this Infernal Shrines, their map pick. And good. Game number 2 is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. And Mosley and their Arconauts once again decided to go with the first pick, which left their map pick to blue team. Casters are ready. We will switch to our beautiful face while we wait. Hello. Hi. For those who haven't seen me yet, I look beautiful and stunning. Hello. And this is Shane Train on my right.
Well, I don't know what you mean by we'll look at our beautiful faces, because I'm definitely not included in that discussion. But
I said our.
I'm just here.
Come on.
I will say, though, looking at, I know our fans at home, they cannot see the lobby, but portrait synergy on point for both teams. So hard to pick a winner based on just portrait synergy. So yeah, it's going to come down to the gameplay.
I mean, sometimes it's not only the portrait synergy. It's like, it's about not having all the same portraits. You just have a team. Like, with the portraits, it can be all like a freaking Lich King, like ICCK. We all went with Arthas and Lich King team portraits. We had this portrait synergy that was very well hidden.
It looks like the teams are readying up here. We might end up getting in any minute here. Volskaya Foundry. So are you expecting, with it being on Volskaya Foundry, are you expecting to see comps that were similar to what was run last game, or do you expect to see these teams change it up at all?
Once again, I will mention it. Every time I cast, there is the Volskaya Foundry that is picked. Here we go. I would expect... Oops, we're moving into draft. I would expect a Gazlo pick or Sonya pick, but I wouldn't go with more than that.
Yeah, Gazlo and Sonya, I mean, Gazlo especially looks like a fairly priority pick for both of these teams. I was surprised to see it get through the draft in game number 1, and I think it was very impactful actually in the game.
Yeah.
It was just that final push where it just didn't end up, you know, he just wasn't there. So I think it'll be interesting to see if the Gazlo gets through the draft again.
Here we go. So both teams banning the same stuff that they've been banned, that they banned on their side on game number 1. The Kel'Thuzad de Lucio band on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts, and on the side of Bull Moose Party, there's the Samuro. And I think this next band is gonna be... I don't even remember what it was game number 1 on the band phase.
Yeah, so far the first 3 bands are the same. I'm trying to remember what it was too.
Oh, but now the Gazlo comes out.
Take out the Gazlo, which, you know, I do like that adaptation. I think it was very impactful from Mosley and the Argonauts last game. So let's see how they're going to change up their draft going into game number 2 here.
Exactly. We will start the predictions, even though there's the Sony that has been first pick. A really good first pick coming from Mosley and the Arconauts. Sonya, like you said, solid pick. It was solid in game number 1. I wouldn't see why... I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't pick it on this game number 2. There's the Mal'Ganis that was banned in this first game that is now picked, and the Xul once again picked by Winter Rose.
Yeah, Sonya, it's really hard to go wrong with the Sonya
No, it's totally
currently in this meta. But I do like that there's the Mal'Ganis that we didn't see in game number 1 that was banned, third ban from Mosley and the Argonauts. Able to cause a lot of disruption if they go for this sort of wombo combo style comp, but it looks like they might be pivoting away from it as we see the Rainer pick and the Mei coming in, stolen away from Bull Moose Party.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna mention. The Mei that was picked from Bull Moose Party in this game number 1 with the ice wall that was zoning, and now we're heading to our third ban phase coming from Bull Moose Party. First I will set up the names, the player pop-ups, and there's the Endwin that is banned against Mosley and the Arconauts, which was actually picked in this first game, really solid. And when I think it was Rusty that was playing it, if I'm right?
That is correct. And I do remember Rusty from previous seasons in NGS being a bit of a Brightwing expert. So it'll be interesting to see if he falls back onto that pick later in the draft. I am curious, though, with the Mei now on the side of Mosley and the Argonauts, do you think we're going to see that ice wall again, or do you think they're going to try going for the Avalanche this game?
I mean, on a point control map, I really don't know, actually. I really love to see good avalanches as like disengage or like really aggressive, like, hey, we're pushing those heroes in your team so we can get a combo out of it. But that is stuff we don't see often. Like, usually it's to disengage that we see the avalanche. So I would believe they would go with the ice wall. So once again, the Malfurion and the Tazardette has been picked on the side of Bull Moose Party, and once again, the Orphea has been picked. And you said it, Rusty playing the Brightwing on the side of Mosley and the Arconauts. It's going to be very interesting to see this pick coming from their side since their Anduin was banned.
It's funny looking at the side of Bull Moose Party. This team comp is looking awfully similar to game number 1. The Mal'Ganis instead of the Mei. Do you think we're going to see that? Well, they can't take the Rainer actually because it was taken away from Azmodan coming in. That is a spicy finish to this draft. Honestly, I wonder if they're going to go a little bit more of a standard Azmodan playstyle, but I know the sort of split push Azmodan has been rising to prominence lately, so it'll be interesting to see if they go for that sort of split push game plan with the Azmodan, or if they're going to try and straight up team fight against the likes of Mosley and the Argonauts.
I would just try to get level 20 if I were any team. Hold on a second. We will move to transition to game. I will show a beautiful video of ICC. We will be back.
I bet Thrall's gonna come in here and just earthquake right away. Ground bomb comes up, planet cracker on top of that, light bomb comes, Anduin goes down, Survive goes down, Tassadar goes down. 3 quick picks coming out in favor of ICC.
Stage dive. Not in time. Ice wall, big ice wall.
Stay a while and listen as well. There's a planet cracker.
Oh,
wow. Here we go. Molten Core popped once again, getting some big stuns. Here comes the APOC. What a combo. Valk Slay is taking a lot of damage, but the ring is coming down to help out, and it is turning the fight. Down goes Chromie, down goes Genji and Diablo. It's a triple kill.
Looks like Rex is going in.
Oh, we're ready to go. Let's
We're
go.
gonna see the engage here. Everybody's going in.
The tomb area, greater falling sword. Oh my god!
Here we go. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It is Bull Moose Party versus Mosley and the Arconauts. I will introduce both teams. I will show their pop-ups on both sides. Here we go. Introducing the blue team on the side of Bull Moose Party. We have Toast Monster on the Tazardar, Xul, Winter Rose on the Xul in the top lane, Iggy68 on the Mal'Ganis. There is Krizo on the Malfurion, and on the Azmodan there is Mass Assassin. Will you please introduce us to the red team, please?
Absolutely. So we have Arco on the May, Rusty on his Brightwing, Mei Ding on the Orphea, Robbie Black on the Rainer, and Mosley in the solo lane on the Sonya.
Here we go. Looks like there was a little bit of a brawl in the middle lane while you were talking about these things. Here we go. Good luck, both teams. Both great teams indeed. We saw good stuff. Blue team in the bottom lane. There's a 4-man against Mosley that was pretty solid on the Sonya. Pretty mean Sonya during this first game. And looks like blue team is going to just be double soaking between mid and bottom, making sure that Sonya doesn't get a lot of stuff. Actually, nope. It looks like there's Master Assassin that will be sitting on the Mosley for this first part of the game. Red team already doing their fortification camp. A really good timing to do it. As soon as you see it, you can get a second one a little bit after it. And looks like blue team is doing the same on their side.
I just want to say shout out to everyone in chat showing up to support their teams. It looks
Absolutely.
like we have a few fans from both teams here today, so I'm sure everyone really appreciates your support. I mean, I'm hoping for a game number 3. Game 1 was super
that was
exciting,
solid.
but I mean, hey, it could go either way. It was a super close game, and I think these teams still have a lot to show us here in this game.
Absolutely, especially like both teams know each other, knowing the fact that they have been playing against each other already one time in the previous, like in the early season, I think, if I'm right.
Yeah, they did play once in this season. I'd actually have to double check and see who won that series. Let me see if I can't find out for you.
Great. While he checks that, while Shane gets checks that, we are seeing already the 3-man of Mosley and the Arconauts in the top lane. Just clearing that. Oh my gosh, there was a kill in the bottom lane. It looks like 4-man of the blue team got that pick on the Sonya. Really good pick before this objective, but it's not going to be higher, like that high of a dead timer for this point not to be, for the Sonya not to be on the point during the cap time. I don't know.
Mosley's party has been rotating down into the bot lane on that Sonya quite a bit.
Exactly. That's going to be dangerous for Sonya to stay there alone. Or, I mean, a change of plans, probably having Sonya in the top lane instead. Is facing the Xul?
Well, I did double check on their previous series, and it looks like it was a 2-1 in favor of Bull Moose Party. Bull Party has that first win, so it looks like they might be trying to take their second win against Mosley. But Mosley looked strong in game number 1, and I think they still have a lot to show us here in this game. They're getting a lot of poke down here onto Mosley and the Argonauts, though, as they're set up on this point. But they do have the initial point control. Let's see how Bull Moose Party attempts to work their way into this objective.
Exactly. There's level 7s that are online for Bull Moose Party right now, and there is a Mosley that is getting fairly close to getting the level 7. As I said that, they're getting the level 7. And items wise, there's this little fortification camp that is back up. I don't know if a team will go get it. Is it going to be item fest? I really don't know. Oh, it looks like Mei is being stuck on both sides. Oh, big gank on the Mei. She's stuck. She cannot do anything. She cannot move. There is Higgy68 blocking her from that side. There was Winter Rose blocking her from the other side. She was just stuck in that choke point. Poor little Mei. She goes down.
Really well played there by Bull Moose Party to find that body block on both sides. And this is what their comp excels at, is finding those individual picks. They have the Xul route, they have the Force Wall, they have the Malfurion route as well. And they did it by the book right there, finding that first pick. But it looks like now the respawn has come up from Mosley and the Argonauts, and let's see what's about to happen here on this point fight.
Both items have been casted. There's actually 2 turrets coming from Bull Moose Party and one from Mosley and the Arconauts. Big damage has been taken by Mosley and the Arconauts. It looks like Orphea will be making it out alive. The Zold, oh no, she's not. 4-man of Mosley and the Arconauts are gonna be down, and Sonya, ooh, she almost died here.
Toast Monster picking right back up where he left off last game. I mean, he was top damage in game number 1 on that Tassadar, and he showed up to that fight, absolutely laying waste to Mosley and the Arconauts. And now with this first protector, they're doing the tried and true, the tried and true strategy of taking the top well, and they're going to go ahead and rotate out.
Yes, exactly. Since this next objective is going to be right there and his top lane point, it's a great strategy to take down the well, as I say in every cast I do. Every cast I do, they always pick that map. It's a very popular map, if not the most favorited map after the Infernal Shrines one.
They were getting a lot done with this first protector. They got top well, they got bot well, and they got mid well and fort. So honestly, oh wait, hold on, they have the level 10.
Level 10, yeah, exactly. There is the big black hole that has been casted to disengage the red team, and there's nothing that has been really done with that, but it was just a disengage, I guess. And the big push in the top lane, there's Zoe pushing with the little minions, just making sure he clears a wave and get that pressure going.
Asmodan, it did go the demonic invasion.
Obviously.
Ultimate. So, hold on, there might be a bit of a pick here.
Ice Wall that has been picked by May. Crunching Jaws casted by the Orphea. Oh my gosh, she's in danger. Killing. Oh no, she's not that much in danger. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Actually, no, calling an ambulance for me too, because she's gonna. Oof. Oh my gosh, her health bar is just going wild. Ooh, she's gonna stay alive. 5 HP. No, she dies. Oh my gosh, the poison. Crizzo making it out alive. Ooh. Arco being zoned out by the Tassadar while she slides out of the team fight.
Honestly, the big thing wasn't the team fight, but it was actually Asmodan in the bot lane using his split push potential. The demonic invasion took all of bot fort. So I mean, there's the macro potential out of Bulmu's party. The Asmodan can't be left unchecked in this game, or he will raise every structure on the map. But yeah, it was a really good attempt there from Mosley and the Argonauts on that pick. They did find the 2 initial kills, but I think they got a little bit ahead of themselves on the chase and ended up paying for it in the end with 2 return kills.
It looks like blue team have been getting the biotic emitter. That will be very helpful for this next objective that is going to be right here in the top lane. Here we go, Orphea. No, indeed, that was a sad moment for Orphea. She was like, whoo, her health bar was going wild and crazy.
Orphea saw the kills in her eyes and went in for him. Did convert a number of the kills, but ended up paying for it in the end. Zul's Poison Nova, obviously a very damaging tool. And now the siege potential from Bulmu's party. Looks like they are going to get this top fort here. And
exactly, they got it.
We're less than 9 minutes into the game, and every fort on this map is gone from the side of Mosley and the Argonauts.
Fun stuff with that map. Every time I casted that map, there was like a team that was taking all the forts right here. We're right there in the middle and in the top lane, and somehow level 20, one team, like the team that hasn't gotten any fort like at all, they just get this last protector and they just finish with 1 protector, and that's it. No fort down, they just get that protector and they push 1 lane with it. Ooh, Ice Wall has been casted just to zone it. Oh my god, Iggy in that spot once again, but he manages just to do his thing to escape. Oh my gosh, there's the Rainer that is in danger, the Brightwing that was also in danger, there's the Healing Beacon that has been casted, and also there's the Tranquility. Is it Tranquility?
That is the Tranquility there out of the Malfurion.
Yeah, exactly. That has been casted by the Malfurion, making sure that this team stays healthy and full of HP. Looks like blue team will be looking for another engage. There's Asmodan that was focusing on this May, but his team was focusing elsewhere. Sadly, there was no pick done coming from Bulmu's party on this other team fight. Oh my gosh, there's another Ice Wall coming from Bulmu's from the May, actually. I'm sorry. And the camp has been left uncapped, and it's blue team that gets it. Poison Nova just to zone the enemy team, doing a fair bit of damage, but nobody dies. Oh my gosh, no, actually the May dies.
Deleted from the video game. Oh my goodness. But that was an absolutely crazy fight there over that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of looked like a lot of Mosley and the Argonauts. They just sort of missed a number of key abilities. I saw the leap whiff in that team fight, as well as I think the crushing jaws didn't actually catch any targets either. And yeah, when you miss a number of those key abilities against a team like Bull Moose Party, you know, they're going to be able to turn those fights in their favor. But it looks like they're going for the turret camp of Mosley and the Argonauts there in the bottom lane, just trying to get some extra team fight going into the next fight.
Exactly. I mean, that can put extra pressure and like securing the points even more with those items. Oops, I'm filming nowhere actually. Wow.
Interesting that all of Mosley got off the point there, but it does
both
look
teams
like
are going to be fighting for this biotic emitter. Big black hole has been casted. Oh my gosh, they're dealing some damage. Oh, big ice wall coming from the May. Really great. Arco engaging with May. 2 items. No, actually, well, yeah, 2 items. One from Bull Moose Party and one from Arco. That has been lending 2 turrets to make sure that everybody gets a fair bit of damage done to each other. And yeah, I mean, there was the Rainer that went down. And no one else. I'm quite surprised, actually, that only Rainer went down.
I'm surprised too. Honestly, I thought at first that fight might actually go the way of Mosley and the Argonauts. However, the crushing jaws, which was about to hit 4 people in that team fight, the ice wall came right over top of it and saved all of the people that were about to be caught in the crushing jaws. So a little bit of counter synergy there with the heroic usage. And now Bull Moose Party has the protector, and it looks like they're going to try and march it down this top lane looking for the keep here.
Can we talk about that 3 level, almost 4 levels advantage? It is crazy stuff coming from Bull Moose Party. I think they got this for real this game.
Captain Hen in the chat saying Bull Moose Party looking strong, and I have to absolutely agree with you.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
are way ahead in this game. But
16, not even online for Arco. It's great. Big root coming on May. Ooh, there is the Sonya fairly aggressive on the back line, trying to get at least a little pick or 2. Globe quest has been completed by Asmodan, and the camp is also helping the protector to do a little distraction.
Yeah, this is it's pretty crazy. Now they're taking it over towards the mid keep as well. I don't think they'll be able to get the mid keep, but they're going to do a lot of damage here.
Oh my gosh, that Rainer is fairly low.
Hold on, there's the ice wall. Are they going to try and look for it here?
Ooh. Demonic Invasion has been casted by this Asmodan, making sure that they get this keep down before the protector goes down. Actually, ooh, it comes down. It is down. The Rainer goes down as well. Big lead casted on the Asmodan. No follow-up from the red team. Just disengaging. They're like, oh yeah. Oh, I mean, they have the Talontier party right now, but looks like blue team will be getting level 20 soon. And I think that's why Mosley wants to engage on them right now.
Well, they are looking for this Orphea, who's a little bit out of position.
Self-healing. The Brightling Caesar.
But it's going to be good enough.
Ooh. The big black hole coming from the Tassadar ends up killing the Orphea with the help of Asmodan. Asmodan got the kill, but I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of damage that was done from the Tassadar. And level 20s are online for Bull Moose Party. I think they will just go for a core call and get a team wipe before it is over. Here we go, getting that pick on the May. I think it's going to be GG for the blue team this time once again. And the Raider fairly... doesn't die. He's safe. Oh, wow.
Both of the Argonauts, Bull Moose Party have been in control of this game pretty much from start to finish. And the core is down to 50%, 30%. And I think this is going to be game number 2.
This is game.
Game number 2 going over to Bull Moose Party. What an absolutely fantastic game out of them.
it was constant action coming from a Bull Moose party. Like, I did not have time to cover up, like, to cover the stats. Here we go. Game number 2 going in favor of Bull Moose Party, getting that 2-0 domination. Really well played for both teams. But, like, those stats, they are really great. Holy. That siege, Asmodan, with the 136k siege damage done with the demonic invasion, that was really great and well casted on this middle keep, making sure that they got it down. Damage was missing on this side of Mosley and the Arconauts. It was a 15-1. That was a total wreckage from a Bull Moose Party once again. I like to mention, sadly, there was nothing that they could have done. I mean,
Yeah,
not really.
I mean,
Sonya is
Bull Moose-
solid, but there's only so much that she can do.
Bull Moose Party definitely were riding high after game number 1 and came into this game with a vengeance. You know, Toast Monster picked right back up where he left off game number 1, topping the damage charts by far once again on that Tassadar pick, looking very scary in this series. And yeah, like you said, the Asmodan doing what the pick was designed to do, putting a ton of pressure on the structures from Mosley and the Argonauts. And I mean, they just fell one right after the other. And Bull Moose Party, once they had the lead, they just never let off. And I mean, it was a relatively one-sided game. I was not expecting this going into game number 2 here.
Exactly. We will see if I can get an interview with Bull Moose Party. I think they're gonna come. BMP interview. Division E. Mosley and the Arconauts and Bull Moose Party. Interview? Question mark?
Interview, please.
Please? We'll be back to our faces. I am sorry, Shane. Our beautiful faces.
They have to compare these two. But no, but I'm really glad we got to see this series. You know, I think that, you know, Bull Moose Party really made a case for why why they're in the running for the playoffs right now. And I think they're definitely going to be a team to watch going into it. You know, yep. I have a feeling that they're pretty much going to be nearly a lock for the playoffs after this game. And so, you know, I think there's going to be some teams watching this replay right here and, you know,
and they're going to see us struggle with the first stuff happening in the first part of the cast.
I don't know.
Not you. It's on me. It's on me for you.
Necessarily.
That's on me. That's on me. Not on you. On me. Someone said I won the quiz or interview. Here we go. Prediction. Outcome. I'm sorry, you do not win.
But awesome. I mean, once again, awesome to see so many people in the chat there showing up for our game today. You know, great to see the level of support, you know, coming out for both of these teams. Like I said, I you know, coming into the game, we knew it was a pretty big game for both of these teams, and I think fans for both teams really showed up in force.
Hello, Toast Monster from Bull Moose Party coming to have a chat with us. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
GG's for your 2-0 domination on tonight's match. That was really great to see.
Yeah, it felt really good.
And you told us, like, when you joined, oh yeah, Italy, we would like to get a 2-0 domination, but I mean, is it a realistic thing?
yeah, that's the real question. Is it realistic?
But you managed to get it, and congratulations to you. You're muted? You're like, no, I don't want to speak.
Winter's over here cheering with the team, and so I don't want to pick her up on the mic on accident.
Oh, is she with you in the same place?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Well, they can join if they want. Like have all of your team. People said we want a Crizo interview. Like, hi. Is Crizo on your team? I bet yes. Hold on. Yes. Why don't Crizo join us? People are asking for it.
Let's let
I
the boy
know.
do the interview, please. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Because I'm the boring one. That's why.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you're not that boring. Okay, so going into game number 1, you wanted the map pick. Well, I mean, you were not the one that won it, but you're always going for the map pick, so that was really great for you to have this team that gives you the choice that you want and the choice that they want even. Going into game number 1, you went in Infernal Shrines, if I am right.
Yes.
Seeing the draft.
Trend.
Okay, seeing the draft, like, were you scared of like the double bruiser comp? Like, it's a meta thing. But
yeah, we were a bit concerned, especially with all the CC they had with just single point CC. It was insane.
the combo potential and
yeah, just having everything set up with between the grav bomb, the falling sword, the Anduin light bomb, like everything. Just they pick an area, whatever's in the area is just dead.
And at first, it seemed like you didn't quite have control of the map. It seemed to be going in the favor of Mosley and the Arconauts. But in the later game, you took the game by storm and like you managed to get, actually, did you only get one Punisher and you managed to get like the core with it? Or like, I don't remember quite well.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough earlier that we traded the two forts we traded top for their bottom.
Mm-hmm,
and
yeah, true.
It just so happened the one Punisher we get is the Frozen Punisher that's for the bot lane. And at the time, the question was, oh no, are we going to just take the keep and just get out and have someone split push to try and... Because we were down in XP at the time just to get XP, and we were like, you know what, it's a Frozen Punisher, we should just go all in and just whatever happens. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it worked out.
And you managed to get this. I was quite stressed for you first. Like I said, it was pretty one-sided until like you got your stuff together. I think Zul, actually, I've seen Winter Rose on Zul multiple times. Really great Zul. I don't know why it's not banned more often. It's great pressure, it's great XP, it's great AoE, especially on Infernal Shrines. Was fun to see that played. And
yeah, she really loves Zul. Like, really.
Is it a she actually?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was right. I kind of remembered the first conversation we had when I casted you, I think a while ago. Yeah, so that was great to see you once again. And game number... Actually, did you have questions for game number 1, Shane, or...
I actually have a couple quick questions.
Oh, go ahead.
The first one I wanted to ask actually was, were you surprised at the level of aggression that Mosley and the Argonauts brought in game number 1? Just, it looked like they were constantly looking to invade camps or trying to catch you guys out in rotations, or just generally just trying to get in your face. Were you surprised by that at all in game number 1?
We were first taken aback by it when they went for that top camp at the very beginning. Because we put up Zul and Raynor on that camp, I believe, and all of a sudden we see all their portraits come up on the map, and we're like, oh no, they all went to the camp. So I think from there on we kind of knew they're just going to be aggressive, and they had the comp for it, between all their ults. I mean, it just sets up for super aggressive, and they were just landing the ults like crazy, and it was not a fun experience on the other side. Like they were in control of that map, and I think we just tried to stay in it. We're like, you know what, most of the time these games come down to one great fight post 16 or post 20, and it just worked out that we were able just to cascade and domino them to the end.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, what you said actually leads really well into my second question that I was going to ask, which is, they have so much, wombo combo potential with their ultimates that they lined up quite a few times in that game. After the first couple times they did it to you guys, what was the adaptation you guys looked for in the game that allowed you to turn some of those later fights against them? What was sort of your game plan against the team fight presence that their team had?
One of the big things that we were trying to figure out is when to exactly land May's Ice Wall. Because I think was it that first time they went for our camp, Crizzo got like a 4-man route on 4 people in a sleep, and I had the black hole to follow up on it, and the ice wall, I wouldn't say save them, but it was just trying to figure, because then right after that ice wall they just comboed on top of us, and we happened just, I think we were equal in that fight. I don't think we won it. I think it came out as equal. But it was just trying to adapt when that ice wall would come out. So we kind of said to ourselves, well, we'll just wait for the gravel bomb and try and ice wall to follow up the gravel bomb, so that way they have less ability to follow up on it. So I think that was the biggest change that we made.
Really interesting to hear. Well, that's the questions I had. Did you want to move on to game number 2, Lickle?
Yep, absolutely. Game number 2. Volskaya Foundry, a classic for me. Every time like I freaking cast, it's the same story over and over again. It's Volskaya Foundry. I'm starting to say, it's quite weird because like none of the games are the same. But it's like, oh yeah, first protector goes to the first well, but like you got a lot of value with that first protector. Holy. Okay, so you got the 3 wells basically with the first protector, if I'm right once again.
We got the 3 wells and we got the mid fort all with that protector. That's
some protector value. Like I think I've never seen that, or like if I have, like not often.
I know. I don't think I've ever seen that much value from one, especially the first protector. Like maybe the 3rd or 4th protector, but man.
Okay, knowing that it's you that picked the map once again. No, you did not pick the map.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you did, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they got the first pick. Well, I mean, you're not the one that picked the map. They basically gave you the map pick.
Yeah, basically.
But was it something that you practiced, like getting as much value as possible with this first protector, or like that just went with the flow and like you got more than you expected with it?
I mean, we try and get value as much as we can in any rotation or any objective that we try and go for, but just we got the well up top and we were like, well, the protector is still pretty alive, and then Asmodean's pushing mid, and we see Asmodean, he has mid like halfway down. We're like, well, we might as well take the protector mid, and then we get mid, and the protector still has like, I don't know, 1/3 of health, and we're like, well, let's get the bottom well with it. Why not?
You were pretty solid with the team fights during that matchup. It was like 15 to 1. Like, yeah, it was 15 to 1. That was like rough, and that was a quick game coming from you guys. That was, I hate to say it, but I was pretty one-sided at some point. Like you just, sorry. Thank you, Fujin. We're just in the interview. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. That's really heartwarming. I really love you. Okay, sorry. I needed to do a big shout out to Fujin. So once again, I think there was some bans that were made against you guys. Was it?
I think they kept it the same. Kel'Thuzad, Lucio ban both games.
By the way, is Kel'Thuzad and Lucio some picks, like some comfort picks that you usually go with, or?
Yeah, I've unfortunately have a reputation with Kel'Thuzad that I can't shake. Everyone just does not want to face it, so I mean,
think that's a good sign. It gives you time to work on some other stuff and be more solid with other stuff, as well as being solid on Kel'Thuzad. So it's all over the place, and then like they don't know where to be at.
Yeah,
and if anything, people are gonna have to start watching out for your Tassadar, because man, you had a solid game.
Solid game.
Series on the pick, so they're gonna have some replay footage to look over. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row with Tassadar. Just
And now they're regretting banning. Well, I mean, at some point you have to make a choice, and it's either like you ban one or the other. You ban the one that you're most comfortable playing against.
definitely.
And like, I mean, you don't see enough Kel'Thuzad. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Kel'Thuzad myself to be able to deal with it. So I mean,
he's a tough hero if you're facing a team that has a Kel'Thuzad and he just lands the chains, lands the CC, and his team has the CC to follow up. It's gross. It's not fun to play against. So I get why people ban it.
Yep. It can follow you around, but that's good. I mean, I hope he loved to play the Tassadar because it's great. It's great. That's all I have to say.
I remember, was it the other week you were co-casting at Sparhawk and you loved the wall that I got.
Oh yeah, that wall. That wall, okay, that was casted once again on Volskaya Foundry. Zoning the vault. I kept talking about it probably like for 10 minutes nonstop, and I was like, can I not get over it, please? Yeah, that was quite special. You need to go and see that replay with that freaking moment at the end of the stream. That was quite awkward for me and Sparrock. You know which one I'm talking about. If you watch the replay, that feels bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have any question about game number 2, Shane?
I actually just wanted to ask one thing because obviously the big thing that stuck out to me in this game in particular was the Azmodan. You know, this being such a large map, and with Azmodan, you know, starting to find a little bit of a place in the meta with that sort of split push style demonic invasion, you know, was it something that you saw out of the comp from Mosley and the Argonauts, or was it just something that you guys had practiced and just felt comfortable bringing out in this game?
I'll be completely honest. It was a moment of panic at the end.
Really?
Our poor guy Mass, he all of a sudden they pick Raynor, ban Zul'jin, we banned Gazlo. Basically, all of his heroes at the time were kind of just out the door, and we're like, oh no, what are we gonna have you take? And we can't swap out with him, unfortunately, at the time. And so we're just gonna go with Azmodan, and we're just gonna siege. He's gonna siege his little heart out, and man, he basically brought the siege. That was incredible. The amount of siege he got.
Yeah, I mean, for a pick that was, you know, like you said, almost like a panic pick, it looked like it was practiced. I mean, he was in the right places at times, trading structure value when he should be trading structure value. He showed up in the team fights and did solid damage when he needed to. I mean, very impressive performance on the Azmodan. I really liked the way it was played, and I mean, you could have fooled me that it was a panic pick. If you had lied to me here in the interview, I wouldn't have been any the wiser.
No, I wouldn't have guessed it at all. Like, for real? Like, that was well executed, knowing that it was like just on the fly like this.
Yeah, he's been practicing a lot of Azmodan recently, and it was just one of those things that was just kind of a shoo-in at the time. Just like, well, he's been practicing Azmodan, so we might as well throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. And it went through the wall, so...
Actually, I did want to ask one more thing. This is just regarding actually Division E West as a whole. With this win, it looks like it's going to take you guys up a little bit in the standings. Let me take a look here.
I'm showing it right now on my screen.
Yeah, so it looks like it's actually going to move you into second place in the division. How are you guys feeling going into the playoffs? Are there any teams in particular you're looking for a rematch against, or are there any teams that you're particularly worried about?
Honestly, every team we want to rematch with, but one team in particular that we definitely are looking out for, and if it's Deep Fried Ming Balls. It's like, man,
they got these like freaking wins all over the place.
I know,
32 points, and I feel like it's just because they won against like every team at least once.
Yeah, and the first time we played them, we actually split 2-1, and we actually beat them on one game. It's one of their 3 losses. It's claim to fame right there, but we're definitely looking forward to possibly another rematch with them. And besides them, Liquid Metal, they're our sister team. I know it's not really well known, but those guys, they're working hard. They're actually playing right now.
You said
trying to keep track of that.
You talked about it last time as well, and I was kind of mind blown knowing that Liquid Metal was one of your sister team. Like, if you don't know, you just don't know.
Yeah, it's like you see, like, you have Regen, you have Phoenix, you have
ICC.
ICC, and they decided to pick Liquid Metal. But I mean, they're awesome guys. We played with them for forever now, and didn't have enough spots on our team for just one team, so we're cheering them on, hoping that maybe we'll face them in the playoffs, have a little showdown.
Great. I mean, cannot wait to see more of your guys' games, and you know it. When I tell you, I hope I get some more of your cast. Like, it's because I mean it, and I freaking cast you more because I've been doing it more. I think it's the third time I'm casting you something like that.
Hey, we don't mind. We love you. That's all that matters.
Like, I love talking about, like, familiar faces. Of course, like, I don't remember of what you're going all the time, but there's some pics, like, and I get some reminders from time to time, and, like, the names are quite familiar.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to see some people, playing in the Nexus.
Definitely. It's definitely nice to see familiar faces every now and then.
Here we go. So I'm going to ask you one last question. If you could pick an MVP, it's my classic question. If you could pick an MVP either for one game or two, either one per game or like one for both games, do not say the whole team is MVP.
Oh, okay.
Please.
If I had to choose, I don't know about that first game.
You could say yourself because you did solid. You were solid. That you're my MVP. Like, not that anybody else was not good in your team. You all did great, but you were my MVP considering the damages and the walls that came out of you guys on your side on the Tassadar.
Well, thank you, but I would say my second game for sure. I think Asmodan's MVP Mass. Like, the guy sieged his heart out. He got us that huge XP lead that just let us do basically almost whatever we wanted in the team fights. So I wouldn't be able to do if he didn't bring that XP.
Great.
That first game, I couldn't tell you there's an MVP. I think the MVP at that time is just saying, I'll say the Frozen Punisher is the MVP that game.
Frozen Punisher is always the MVP on that.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that.
Quick side story, our team, amateur opponents, we had a streak for the longest period of time. It became a running meme that we'd lost every Frozen Punisher. It didn't matter. Like, every time we played Inferno Shrines, we'd win every other Punisher, but we'd always lose the Frozen Punisher. We're like, wow, it really sucks to always lose the one that matters. Cool.
Yep.
So, okay, now it is time to do your shoutouts. The floor is yours. You're used to it, and you can say thanks to whoever you want. You can promote yourself, your organization, or whatever. Go ahead. I'm muting myself.
I would just like to say thanks for you guys first for casting. Like, it's very important for any NGS game to get casted. Just get the brand out there. Have people sign up. More teams, the better. More people, the better. Just to get back into this game. Second, I would probably say shout out to Mosley. You guys are awesome. You guys are fun. We definitely love you guys, and you guys fought really hard, especially that first game. We are terrified of that comp. Never run it again, please.
Don't say that. They will.
Third, shout out to the team. And I mean, we've had ups and downs this season. We've had some turnover on our roster that we started with, and we went through a little bit of funk, but I mean, we're turning it around, so they're doing great. And shout out to everyone else in the universe, I guess. I don't know, my mom, the president.
You had a lot of people cheering for you, by the way, in chat.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yes. So thank you for everything, and GG, well played. I wanted to say something else, but I completely forgot about it. It feels very bad. Oh yeah, I wanted to say thank you for letting me cast your team, and thank you for your patience, because holy, whew, that was something in first. The first minute of the cast, I forgot to press start stream. I forgot, like, I pressed start recording instead of start stream. That felt horrible. I was like, oh, this is hot.
It's okay. We'll just call it technical difficulty.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna write in my casting thing. I'm gonna write issues. Oh, technical difficulties. The lady that was in front of the screen, that was a problem, basically. Here we go. So thank you once again for this interview. We will see each other soon, and good luck in your further season.
Definitely. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again for casting.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, here we go. It was Toast Monster Captain, I think. Is it Captain?
Yeah,
he's captain of Team Bull Moose Party. That was great to see them play once again. I think I casted them probably once, more than once actually, probably 2 or 3 times at least during this season, and played against them last season during NGS. Here we go. So I was tonight. I was with on my right side. I was with Shane. There's her train. It's so weird to say. It's like it's like words falling out of my mouth.
Like trying to get through. You're like, and joining me was okay. No, but it was a pleasure getting to cast. I actually haven't done a co-cast in, I don't think, this entire season actually. So it's really good to get back on the co-casting grind, and I'm really glad you had me join me, or you had me join you for today. There we go. We got there.
You really have it for real. You should keep it going. And you have no social medias. You have no Twitch. You don't Twitch with your computer that has Windows 95 on it.
No, I am a figment of your imagination. I am a specter.
It is my pleasure for casting. I really appreciate all the thank you, all the follows on a stream, and sadly, you cannot find Shane on any social medias, only on Discord.
But you can find me playing for amateur opponents in B Northeast. Feel free to join us for hopefully what is going to be an epic playoff run. So,
ooh, that is some promotion. So that was
that's
great.
all I got though.
Lame. No, I mean that's okay. You have no socials. Your life is fine. You're still alive. And there's me struggling with my Twitch and my 10,000 social medias, so great. Here we go. Thank you once again. I'm gonna name everybody that followed. That was a lot of people. Okay, we will start. Thank you, Stark TV, for the follow. Thank you, Ryan. I cannot say your name. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ryan, for the follow. Thank you, Toast Monster, for the follow and for this game. Thank you, Krizo, once again for the follow. Thank you, Bagja. Thank you, Beautiful Holiday, for the follow and for the chat action. Thank you, Fujin, for the raid. I really appreciate it. And thank you, L Razor TV, for this follow. Ooh, that was a lot of people. Anyway. Bye, everybody. We will see you on another cast. I will see if I can get any cast tomorrow. And if not, we will see each other at some other point in I don't know when. Bye.
Bye.